have overconsumed and I don't like it. Hi friends, it's me again. This video I wanted to go over my 2023 reading goals because there is a lot that I plan on changing. I think a lot of it has been because I've been putting a lot of pressure on myself to film, to read, to do anything. So I want to switch some things up and I wanted to let you guys know because I know I do a lot of wrap up videos. So going forward, these are going to be the things that change with me and my reading journey. First things first, this year I am not setting a reading goal, which has actually been a huge load off of my shoulders, but it's also been very, I don't know, it just makes me feel like I'm missing something if I don't have a certain goal that I want to reach by the end of the year. But I'm trying to let the ideology go of reaching a certain amount of books per year to make myself feel valuable or like I accomplished something big, because reading with the limited time I have is already a big accomplishment. So I do not want to put a reading goal on top of that. I literally just want to vibe and read, and if I reach a certain amount by the end of the year, so be it. If I don't, who cares? So I got back into reading June 2021. So in those 6 months, I read 50 books. In 2022, I set my goal for 100 books and I reached it. I reached exactly 100. Y'all, I was crawling to that finish line and I hit so many slumps last year just because life continues to change for me. I'm only 24, turning 25 this year. I still have no idea what I'm doing with my life. I know I'm probably moving apartments soon and I have a new job that I started. So things are constantly changing. So trying to find a schedule has been hectic, and trying to incorporate reading into that schedule has been stressful, and I don't want reading to be stressful. It's literally supposed to be something that makes me not stressed. I read 8 books in January. Most of them were audiobooks. My goal for January was to reach 10 books, but then I had to remember that I'm not setting a reading goal. Like, it is okay to read 8 books and feel accomplished with that. On my Goodreads, I did set my 2023 reading goal to 52. I saw another creator do this and I thought it was pretty helpful because there are 52 weeks in a year. If I've read 52 books by the end of this year, that means that I have read 1 book per week essentially. And I think that's a good scale for me to have, to like continuously read at my own pace. But I did still want to make a 2023 reading goal through Goodreads. It's just easier to track it that way through Goodreads. So I like doing that. My second goal for this year is to stop rating books. And this has actually helped me a lot. During the last stretch of 2022, I felt like I was being so overly critical of books. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Like, my taste in books has drastically changed. So some of the popular books that have been circulating around recently have been kind of floppy for me. They have not been my favorites. I just haven't been vibing. So when I see everyone rate these books 5 stars and then I read it and I'm like, no, like, it just made rating feel so hard for me because I always felt like I had an unpopular opinion or there was something wrong with me because I wasn't liking these books that everyone devoured and loved and rated highly. And that's clearly a me issue. Like, I think way too much of what people think of my opinion, and I'm trying to be better at coping with that this year as well. Like, opinions are valid, and I'm trying to stop apologizing for giving my opinion even if it is unpopular or if no one else agrees with it. Trying to take that pressure off of myself has been very hard, so I'm really working on it. But the easiest way for me to just enjoy reading again is to stop rating books. I've been reading since I was in elementary school, so I remember just going through those books and there was no rating system. I didn't have a Goodreads back then. Bookstagram, Book Talk, none of it was a thing. I literally just read through a book. If I liked it, I liked it. If I didn't, I didn't. But there was never ever a star rating for anything. So I kind of want to get back to just going through a book and vibing and seeing if I like it and if I don't, but not holding a star rating over its head. Unless I know that I love it, it's my favorite thing ever, that's when I'll give it a 5 star. Y'all also know that my ratings are iffy. Like, a 3, a 3.5, and a 4 could essentially mean the same thing depending on what the book is. And I just want to give books more of a fair chance. It is kind of difficult, not gonna lie, because when I leave my reviews on Goodreads, I have an inkling of what I would usually rate it, but I just stop myself. I'm like, this doesn't get a rating. I went through it. Here's what I liked, here's what I didn't, and hopefully you pick it up, kind of thing. So in the next few book videos I make, if I don't give a star rating, that is why. Goal number 3 of mine is to stop over consuming when it comes to books. You can't even really see on this bookshelf, but a couple weeks ago I did turn around every single book on my shelves that I have not read yet, and the number is astonishing. I kid you not, there are over 100 books on my shelf that I have not read yet, and some of these books I bought way back in 2021. I have over consumed and I don't like it. I don't know if it's because I'm new into the work work field and I'm paying rent and utilities and gas and all this shit, but the amount of money that I can save by just not buying books, especially when I have books that I've already bought years ago and haven't read, it's really helped my budget a lot, I will say. But I am still a firm believer that buying books and reading books are two separate hobbies. I don't know what it is about it, but just buying a book and then having it show up, or going into a Barnes and Noble and just buying it and taking it home and adding it to your shelf, there's something so therapeutic about that. So holding myself back from not doing that, it sucks. But y'all, inflation is really a thing. We're probably in the midst of an early recession happening right now. My biggest concern right now cannot be book buying. I literally want to save money. I want to move out of this apartment. I want to travel. I'm supposed to be doing all of these fun things this year and it's just not in the budget. I don't know how I did it in college, because right now, living as an adult, paying rent, buying groceries, I'm not having fun. The fact that I find comfort in spending money on books is kind of scary for me, because obviously I have a problem. I have not read most of these books, so I do want to stop over consuming. I will make it a goal to get through at least 50% of the books on my shelf that I physically own. I know I had that goal last year. Obviously I didn't reach it, but you know, new year, new me. In this economy, it's not gonna work for me, so. I did make myself a deal where if I read it for free on KU and I really want the physical copy, I will only buy it if it's an absolute favorite. Like if it's something I know I would usually rate 5 stars, infinity stars, or if it's something by an author that I just adore, I will buy it. Like that is the only exception I'm making with not over consuming. If you're not a fave, you're not on the shelf. That sounds so mean. Along with reading the books on my shelf, I need to go through my shelf and kind of purge through them. Giving away books that I haven't read yet that I know I won't read is actually kind of really hard for me, because I'm like, I bought this for a reason. Even if I did buy it a year or two ago, like I still want to read it. But also there are some books on my shelf that I know I will just never ever touch. So I do want to do some early spring cleaning, if you will, and go through the books on my shelf that I know I will never touch. I know that I've lost interest completely in them because my reading style has changed a lot. So there are tons of books that I unfortunately will be donating soon. I probably need to do an entirely different video of that because there are quite a few. I just think it'll free up a lot of space on my shelves, because I don't want to buy another bookshelf just yet, because like I said, I do plan on moving sometime soon again. We're gonna stick with this bookshelf and the other bookshelves I have in that little corner, which I will not show you because there are clothes and shit everywhere, because I am not cleaning my room until Sunday. Another goal I have, and this one has been pretty common, I've seen a lot of creators say it, but I really want to practice DNFing books. It is very hard for me to do that because I am not a quitter, okay? Well, I am in certain things, but when it comes to a book, I really want to finish it. DNFing it before the good stuff could possibly happen is where I struggle with DNFing, because I don't want to miss out on anything. That's where my FOMO comes in as well. But I cannot tell you how many books I've tried getting through. I've tried to give them a fair chance and they just still didn't hit for me, and it felt like the biggest waste of time. It made me hate the book even more than I probably initially would have if I just stopped reading it. Whether I'm at the 10% mark, the 80% mark, if I'm not liking it, if I'm not vibing, I'm gonna close the book and I'm gonna put it in the donate pile. And that's just that. I literally don't have time to read books I'm not enjoying. So, and I think this is my last goal, bookish wise, but this year I really want to start going to more book conventions and meeting bookish besties. I did buy my ticket for Love in Vegas. That isn't until October this year, and I'm super excited. I'm also super nervous because I do have social anxiety, and it's just my comfort with people. Like if I know you, then I can be the biggest extrovert ever. But just meeting someone is always tricky for me because I don't know their boundaries yet. I don't want to offend them. At the end of the day, I want people to like me, and if they don't, then that's fine. But also, first impressions are kind of everything. So I always come off a little shy, a little reserved if I'm just meeting you. I know that I can be a loudmouth online, but then in person, I'm probably going to be a shell of a human being. And I want y'all to see all of this. So I'm going to try working on my social anxiety. That's kind of where I'm at with that. I want to travel, go to more book conventions, and just meet my online besties and fangirl about the smutty books that we love so much, because no one else that I know in person will do that with me. So God, water please. Water's from yesterday and I doubt it's even cold, but it's pretty cold. So that is basically it, friends. Those are the goals I have for 2023 bookish wise. I'm excited. I hope you all enjoyed this video. As usual, if you like it, give it a thumbs up, and if you like me, please subscribe, and I will see y'all next time.